a soldering on a PL259 on one of the cables that needed it. And of course, you can't have an Australian outing without an Australian barbie. We don't throw shrimps on the barbie here. We chuck on hamburgers, snags and onions, and that will usually do us. Sometimes even steak when we're feeling rich. And of course it always goes down well. We were fortunate that this lot was cooked by Bevan, VK5BD. A good cook as well. Well done, Bevan. And here we are, 2 hours to go into, or 2.5 hours to go into the before the activity finishes, and we weren't doing too badly. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed some of the bits and pieces of what goes on in Whyalla at the Whyalla Amateur Radio Club, and the things that I like to participate in, although it is getting harder and harder as I get older and older. But I guess everybody knows that feeling. Anyway, that's my lot. I'll hand it over to David, VK5DMC, over in Port Pirie. David is across the Gulf from us. So, using my little handheld control, I will switch off the ATV and no doubt Dave will pick it up. Cheers for now, 70 Street.
VK5YYY here in the workshop. Well, here we are. Hi, I'm Roger, and welcome everyone to the QSO party. 10th birthday, I believe. Congratulations, everyone. And yeah, it's a great job, and plenty of bumps in the road of broadcasting as usual. Oh well, that's how it goes. I've got a piece for you here that I made and played last night, but I'm just going to regurgitate it because everything on TV is repeated. Hope you enjoy. VK5YYY here in the lab. Hi, I'm Roger, and we're going to have a look at some 3cm ATV goodies. Right, well, everything pretty much started with this thing over here. And if you look inside that box, there's a little down converter, which you can't really see, and a 3cm panel on top. And that sent 3cm DVB-T up to the house back in the old days from work, which is about 250 metres. So there's been a few incarnations since then of that sort of idea. Sort of reverse engineering a LNB and using the very nice time base in an LNB. This one's an external time base job, and yeah, we just turned everything backwards a bit so we can put a UHF TV DVB-T modulated signal in here, and out of this little fella here we're going to get some around about 0 dBm DVB-T at 10 point something gigs. So that all went pretty well, but I thought, oh, I need a bit of extra power. So there's been a few steps in the process to get there. So the first one was this fella here, the MDS up converter. So MDS make products for the American market that are 10.7 to 11.7 gigs, and I managed to caress this fella also using a DVB-T home score modulator to up convert over here to 3 centimeters, and then this thing here is a big SSPA, or solid state PA, so that has about 20 watts of power and about 40 something watts of gain, 40 dB of gain. So you have to derate a little bit with dBBS and a whole bunch with dBBT, and out of here comes our modulated 3 centimeter signal. I did go on further to build a new PA, which you can see part of it there, and that was originally part of this board here, which I bought off eBay for about 50 bucks. That's got an 8 watt PA as the final stage. You can see the PAs are a bit missing here and here, but they're on the bench there somewhere. So where did all that lead to? Okay, we better go to the shed. VK5YYY returning in the shed. Well, this is where it led to. So I scored this thing here off of also eBay. It's a TWT amplifier, ex-Australian Broadcasting Corporation. It says it's got a new TWT in there. I'm convinced it looks pretty new. And here's the original plumbing. So input of the TWT here, output of the TWT here. There's about 42 dB gain for this thing, and you can see here we've got a circulator to try and match the output of the TWT. Then we come around and there's a low pass filter, and then there's some sensors to sense forward power, reflected power, and I think the third one's to a coupler to do a bit of a measurement, and then the output right there at the back. Well, it turns out all this waveguide here is WR62, which is a bit on the small side for 3 centimeters. So this came out, and we're currently in development of trying to match the output of this fella here to 3 centimeters with this tapered transition here that I've built up. You can see in there's a couple of screws which are attempting to match that waveguide there to this WR90, which is the standard sort of thing that a chap who was doing 3 centimeters would use. And we're just slowly getting the bits of the puzzle together. So we've got a generator here all ready to inject a signal. Have a look at this baby. That's my dummy load there, that big Bertha thing there. It's the only thing I could get at a reasonable price, so yeah, hopefully it'll do the trick. And yeah, I have to redesign all this lot here and in either WR75, which is the normal sort of TV band waveguide, which can stretch to 10 gigs, or in WR90, which is the standard thing that amateurs would use. Have a look at this baby. This is the power supply, so I think children don't try this at home. We've got interlocks. Got some buttons there for preheating, and yeah, I think this is a pretty serious doubler, tripler, quadrupler or something along those lines here to get a bit of high voltage rock and roll. Helix voltage, we're on low. Yeah, so I just pulled this out of the box and give it a bit of a blow down, and we'll have a bit of a look at that. They have a lot of interlocks on devices like this, so it's hard to screw up. So yeah, there might be some interlocks that need bridging out, we'll see. Right, there you have it. VK5YYY going clear. Enjoy your ATV. Indeed, enjoy your ATV. Get on the air and have fun. So, at any rate, that's my latest little adventure. Who knows, it might end up in pain. Hopefully I won't get any burnt fingers or see any smoke. And steady as she goes. Right, this has been VK5YYY. Thank you for watching, and enjoy the rest of the QSO party. Back to you, Bevan, at the Anchor headquarters in Lacey Street.
You take it, Dave.
Oh, sorry. Over to Dave. VK5DMC, are you there?
Five DMC is the call sign implies on the front of the desk there. Behind me you'll see a shot of Port Pirie, which is taken from the VK5RDC repeater site, and it sort of gives a bit of an indication of sort of Port Pirie from that direction, I suppose. But if we have a look at this shot, this shows the a close-up of the antennas on top of the hill. So we've got the large tower there, which is the Broadcast Australia tower, which is where all the local television stations are broadcast from. To the right of that, on the crest of the next hill, you'll see the Vodafone tower, which is a communications tower. And then just to the left of that, the very little tiny stick, is the Trax FM tower, which is where the VK5 RDC ATV repeater is located. And it's quite away from Port Pirie, about 15 odd kilometres, so it's not a bad zoom. That picture was taken from my tower here at home, so that's a bit of a zoom out from where it is. And of course, once you're fully zoomed out, it's a bit hard to even see the tower from where we are. But as I said, it's about 15 odd kilometres to the east of Port Pirie. So it gives you a bit of an idea. What we'll do next is we'll have a look at a view again from the top of the hill. This is looking down back at Port Pirie. It's a video. Now as we zoom out, you'll see Spencer Golf in the background there, and in the foreground of the highway with a little white car buzzing along. And as we zoom out from that, we pick up a few more gum trees, and then we'll zoom out again. You can see a bit more Spencer Golf to the right hand side there. And we pan around now to the Broadcast Australia site. That's their big building there with their big tower, and you see the track coming along to the VK5 RDC site. Pan around, there's a compound around the transmitter site, and we come across the tower. This is the ATV tower. And zoom up to the top of the tower, and we've got the two transmit antennas to the pointed at Whyalla. One's pointed at Whyalla, one's pointed at Port Pirie. As we come down the tower, we can see the two 23 centimetre dishes pointed at Port Pirie and Whyalla, and below that we can see the receive antenna for the 2 metre control gear. And then as we have a bit more of a look around the place and zoom back into Port Pirie, that sort of gives you an idea of where the repeater is with regard to the town. Here's a bit more of a look around the place. This is the Port Pirie Harbour, taken from some drone footage, and a bit of the main street area. Just sort of give you a bit of an overview of what the place looks like. So I guess that's a fairly fair representation of what it's all about. This is the boat ramp area, and then we're going to have the Fisherman's Jetty area. Bit of the beach, some more Fishy's Jetty, and back around to the silos, and of course the smelter in the background. A bit more of the Fisherman's Wharf, and so that's Port Pirie. For what it's worth, hope you enjoyed the short presentation this evening. and well, this morning I guess it is in America, and hope to see you again. Thanks very much for watching. Cheers. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed your little look around Port Pirie. So the studio is currently closed for cleaning. My wife's actually in there cleaning at the moment, so I'm in the smoking room, as you can see behind me. So I've been turfed out of the studio, and here we are. Hope you enjoyed that little kerfuffle, little bit of rubbish that I put together, and we'll hand you now back to Bevan, VK5BD in Whyalla. So goodbye from Port Pirie. Cheers.
Well, thank you, Dave, Roger, and John for coming up there in that short notice. So that's very good. And thank you to Ian and Peter over in VK3 as well, trying to coordinate all this going on. And I only have to deal with 3 people here, but all of the background noise and stuff that goes on, it just makes it quite a challenge. So yeah, thank you, Ian and Peter. Unfortunately, Peter, with your internet problems, that's added another level of complexity. But anyway, we're getting through it, so thank you very much. Hopefully we'll maybe get another crack at it a bit later on, but we'll see what happens. So for now, I'll hand it back to, well, I'll drop the SRT from here and we'll head back over to Roland in
Well, very good. Well, thank you very much, Peter, and gang. I'll tell you, Neil and Gary and Ian is doing a fantastic job. Wow, the great videos, guys. We really appreciate it. Well, welcome back to the United States and Southern California and abroad. And what we're going to do now is we're going to check in our chapter systems out there. And so for those that tuning in, I'm Roland, KC6JPG. I'm the net control for the Amateur Television Network Systems, and we have our nets each and every Tuesday evening. And so without further ado, we're going to bring you to New York. You got it. So we're going to go to New York now, and we're going to go to Manuel, M2MJF. Manuel, it is great to see you tonight. So thank you very much for tuning in, and welcome.
Yes, welcome. I'm glad to see everybody at the QSO net. It's a good subject, ham radio, TV. Me, I can't wait for the new unit to come out, the 905 to come out. The little thing here, I'm gonna show you guys how I receive ATV in my neighborhood. I use an Adam Pluto. It's a nice little unit. You can receive ATV from 400 megahertz to 6 gigs. And I'm using SDR Angel that has ATV capability to receive and transmit on FM.